Hey everybody, I just wanted to come today and share like a little piece of hope for somebody. Not quite sure who need to hear this, but I just want to give you my testimony real quick. So today, August the 28th, 2020, I am officially off of taking this drug called CellCept. So CellCept is a liver, kidney, and heart transplant drug, and I've been taking it for the past 4 years. And y'all, when I tell y'all, my smile is big. First of all, I don't even feel good today. This drug whipped my tail so bad, and for today, August the 28th, 2020, to be the last day I gotta feel like this, like I'm just so elated. I don't know what to do. Like I want to lay down, but I can't. Like I'm just so excited. I just feel so good because it's been a long, hard road. And I remember at one point where I just, would be like so fed up with it, wanting to stop and to get to today and be okay and be in one piece. Like I'm just grateful. So I got my computer right here and a couple notes because I want to explain to you why it's such a big deal. So let me tell you about mycophenolate. I call it mycophenolate because the generic version that I get of it is mycophenolate, but the overall general brand is CellCept. So I've taken mycophenolate and I've also taken mycophenolic acid. They're very similar drugs, sister drugs if you want to call them. Mycophenolic acid would supposedly be less harsh, but I couldn't tell the difference. So CellCept is really expensive. I know when I first started taking it back in 2016, I had really good insurance, Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Michigan, and after what was paid, my copay was still $75 on the drug. That's how expensive it is. My auntie, she also deals with kidney issues, and her doctors never even mentioned it to her. And I don't know whether it's because it's something her insurance may not cover or what, but it's really a really intense drug, but it did a really good job as to healing my kidneys for what I needed it to do. So let me explain to you what it is real quick. So CellCept is it's a drug to prevent your body from rejecting the new organ whenever you get a transplant, because your body realizes that it was not that organ was not originally there, so it will attack it and get rid of it, and that's what you don't want to happen when you have a transplant, especially all of the stuff that people go through to get a transplant. They want their body to accept the organ and not reject it. So when I went into renal failure, they put me on a kidney transplant drug even though I did not have a kidney transplant. So the drug allowed my body to give my kidneys a break. So my body, with lupus is an autoimmune disease. It fights itself. And so for a long time, my autoimmune disease fought my platelets, my joints, things like that, but never a direct organ like my kidneys. So in 2016, when my body began to fight my kidneys, they decided to try the mycophenolate drug because it would kind of trick my body, which most lupus drugs do. They make your body take a break from fighting against itself. Same thing with Plaquenil or hydrochloroquine. That's the drug Donald Trump told everybody that would keep them from getting COVID or cure them from COVID, which was a huge shortage, and it was a really hard time amongst the lupus community. So my heart goes out to those people that had any struggles with that, but that's to let you know how serious the drug is. It really suppresses the immune system and allow a lot of people to still be able to live a normal life. So CellCept was given to me to allow my body to stop fighting against my kidneys, which is what enabled it to heal. So not just CellCept alone, but I'll tell you the other things that I did to help the CellCept do its job. So when I first started taking CellCept, I was taking 3,000 milligrams, and at the very end, which is up to June of 2020. So I started taking it in March of 2016, and I was taking CellCept, the regular drug, up to June 2020. So I was taking 3,000 milligrams, and as I lost weight, I started out at 285, so I was taking like 3,000 milligrams, and as I got down to like 180, they took me down to 1,000 milligrams. So I've been dropping down the dosage as I lost weight. But the best way to describe CellCept is, y'all ever seen the movie Friday? Okay. Y'all remember that scene when Red asked Debo for his bike back and Debo punched him in the eye? He went, pfft. That is CellCept. CellCept is Debo on red bike. Is this that black eye that red had? Like, that is CellCept. Like, no lie. It has whooped my tail the last 4 years just like that. And to be free from it now, like, I could do cartwheels. I'm gonna learn how to do a cartwheel just so I can do a cartwheel for that, because it's just been crazy. So anyway, so whenever I first started, when they first introduced me to the drug, they were telling me, you know, we're gonna try this medication to see if it works. So, you know, me, I'm a researcher. I pull up the computer and I go to all of these blogs and read stuff about it. And I remember this one girl's post. She said, your hair gonna fall out, it's gonna tear your stomach up, you're gonna lose a lot of weight, and it's gonna be worth it. And I was like, that's scary, you know, all of those different things, but it's gonna be worth it. Like, I felt like, you know, she said that to me, like, it's gonna be worth it, because, you know, I'm a goal-oriented person. I gotta have an end date and I can work myself through it. So like, the unknown kind of just is to me. So when I read all of the different negatives, the things, I was, you know, really afraid. But, you know, for people to still say, you know, they had positive outcomes, I was like, okay, well, shoot, let me try it. So when my rheumatologist and my nephrologist first presented it to me, they told me that I would only have to be on it for 2 years. So when I hit the 2-year mark, they were like, you know, oh my gosh, you've done such an amazing transformation. We're going to keep you on it indefinitely. And when I tell y'all, that crushed me, because you're talking about a day on mycophenolate. I have had diarrhea and nausea like for 4 years, like, no exaggeration. I'm talking about, it's like an instant change. They would tell me, you know, we'll take it 1 pill at a time. So 1 pill at a time was, it did reduce some of the symptoms, but it was like you were taking them the whole entire day, because when I was taking 3,000 milligrams, that was 6 tablets. It was, and they like this big. Of course, I don't have any to show y'all. That sucks. But that was a lot, and it was like an all-day process of me taking this one drug. So I had to tough it out. I either had to take it in one big dose, or I had to be taking it all day. And the thing about it was, like, as soon as you took it, you kind of felt like it was almost like I could feel it going through my veins, because it would like start, I would be up, I would be in a good mood, and then it was just like a withering plant. Like, I would just be going down. I could feel myself just like going down. And like, when you hit down, it's like your stomach, it was like a rat or something would be in my stomach some days. It would just be so tore up, y'all. My mouth, let me explain to you. I'm at the better end of this drug, and I took it yesterday, and my stomach still hurt from yesterday. My mouth is watered all day. Like, some days on mycophenolate, I didn't eat breakfast till like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, because it just wrecked your stomach that bad. Water made me nauseous. It was crazy. The first month on mycophenolate, I lost 50 pounds because it tore my stomach up that bad. I would be scared to eat anything. So that's when I became a soup fan. Soup is the only thing that I could really, you know, sustain throughout that 4-year period, that I could count on not giving me a severely upset stomach, because, you know, even fruits and vegetables tore my stomach up on mycophenolate. But, you know, I ain't gonna lie, mycophenolate has helped your girl get slim and trim along with the sleeve. I ain't gonna even trip. But I go back to that girl's statement that I read on that blog. It's gonna take your hair out, which, thank God, I had the opposite. My hair grew like a wildfire throughout this whole entire process. But it definitely tore my stomach up, but it was definitely worth it, because now the normal creatinine for a person is 0.5 to 1.0. And at my worst, my kidneys were at a 6. So that tell you like how far off the Richter scale my joint was. So now, as of June 2020, they are at a 0.88. So, which is, and still in a very healthy range, and it's also kind of like a miracle for somebody that was on the Richter scale of 6. So now that I will have new labs. I just went to the rheumatologist and the nephrologist this week, so I don't have them in front of me, but I would assume, as excited as they were to tell me that I ain't got to take that joint no more, they must have been better than last time. So I'm just like, I'm a crying worshiper, When I tell y'all, I done prayed about this drug so many days. I can't wait to get on my floor and get on my face and lay before the Lord, because, whoo, I'm an ugly crier, so I'm not going to do that to y'all right now. But, man, I am able to stop taking mycophenolate, CellCept, mycophenolate acid, and it's just like, whoo, it's the best feeling ever, because I finally got my life back. The drug, even though it was helpful, it was, like I said, it tore my stomach up. It was really impactful on my life. Like, I pretty much had to change my job because I could not function on the drug. And the 2 doctors I had, which they were really good doctors, Dr. T and they worked really well together, my 2 doctors. They were friends, nephrologists and rheumatologists in Baton Rouge, and they were the ones who got me through the bulk of, you know, what I was going through. But they were firm on, this work, you're not getting off of it, shawty. And I was like, please help me, you know. And they would be like, you know, right now, this working for you. We're not changing anything. And they would tell me, you know, whatever your symptom, your side effect is, you're going to have to just get something else to cover it up. And the thing about that is, every drug has its own set of side effects. So then that means, you know, you're taking something for this, and you possibly get another side effect for something else. So it was like, you either thug it out or you have like 20 ailments instead of 5. And so I just had to thug it out and stick with my 5 ailments or whatever, because I was not going to continue to pile medication on there. So I was just determined to get off of CellCept. And that's something I've been telling myself. Like, I've been walking around every day just telling Lord, thank you for healing my body. I've been putting my hands on my body, and I've been telling my body, you better get under subjection, because we finna get off this. And it meant, if it meant that I had to stop eating certain things, stop doing certain things, stop going certain places, that's what I had to do. Because the doctor told me, he was like, you know, at this point, this was in 2018, right before I left education. And he told me, he was like, at this point, you're all right. Your emotions are what's in the toilet. You're stressed out. You can't even heal properly because you hate your job and you hate your situation and all that. And I did. I was so unhappy because I wasn't able to heal properly, mentally, physically, emotionally, and still do my job. You know, anybody working education, even when you are 100%, that joint's still stressful. So to be coming out of renal failure, it was just too much. So that he was telling me, you know, so my therapies would be, he would write me out of work, and my prescription would be to sleep a lot longer in the day and go work out. So that's when I started doing the water aerobics and things. And when I realized that there was a direct correlation between my feelings and my body, I had to make a decision like, okay, we finna get off this. When I broke up with people, when I broke up with situations, and not just like dating relationships, I meant like friendships, I mean like family things, like I had to let all of that stuff go. Because, excuse me, as much as that medication was tearing up my body and I was having to deal with that on a daily basis, I was trying to reduce the things I could choose, because that was a constant. They would let me know every time, you better get you some Imodium, you better get you some Pepto-Bismol. How many you need? Prilosec. What you need is to write your prescription for. You know, that was all my only options. But my kidneys continue to improve. So I was like, well, let me get a grip on this stuff I can't control. So I got the sleeve. My weight started to drop, and my kidneys kept on improving. I became a vegetarian. I did intermittent fasting. I went to therapy. I went to the gym every day. Like, it didn't matter what it took. Like, I never saw myself be that disciplined, you know, ever before. So that was how serious I was about getting off of CellCept and healing my body, because the medication, it's just so bizarre. Like, if you ain't never been on mycophenolate, I pray to God you don't ever have to be on mycophenolate. And my people that's on mycophenolate, I'm here with you. Like, that thing is a fool. Like, it's just, think about a strike at the bowling alley. How, you know, how all of the pins go everywhere. That's your stomach on mycophenolate. Think about your worst horror movie, whatever, the worst car accident you've seen. and the car crumpled, that's your stomach and your body on mycophenolate. It was like some days I would just be feeling so bad, and you have to pick and choose when you want to take the medicine, because it's either be at work and be able to function, or be like having to lay down somewhere, because it take you down. It is no options about it. You gonna go down. So I started to take it at night, right before bed, like an hour before bed, so that I could endure those symptoms throughout the night, and it would be less of a hassle during the day. But even with that being said, I feel terrible some days until like 3 o'clock. And then to think I got to take it again in 6 more hours whenever it's time for me to take my the dose for the next day. So it was just like a constant like roller coaster. I can't tell you about how many days I cried about it, because I wanted to go somewhere or I wanted to do something, but I was like, mycophenolate says no, not today. You can't do it. And when you out places and people like, oh, you don't want to eat, you don't want to drink, and I be starving, but I be like, yo, I can't trust mycophenolate in my stomach right now. So I gotta go without. And that's when water become your friend, soup. Sometimes a salad would do me right, but it was like I had to eat less. That's the only way I could function with it and still be able to, move around, because even if you ain't have nothing on your stomach, it still tear your stomach up. Like some days, I remember one time I had 12 episodes. I was like, it ain't even nothing in my body for nothing to be happening. And the nausea, like I'm talking about, your mouth will be watering like profusely, like that. And then it was like the combination of the mycophenolate with the other medications that I had to take for my blood pressure, which I'm telling y'all now, this time next year, I ain't gonna be taking them blood pressure drugs either, okay? Because I'm serious about getting my life back and doing what I gotta do to try to revive my body as much as possible, because these prescription drugs, like, the war on drugs on the street is real, but the war on drugs that you're being wrote out by the pen, it's real too. And it's people walking around here, I look at them, they depressed, and they don't even know why. It's because you got all them chemicals running through your body and you pop them in every day because that's what your doctors tell you. And not to say that all medicine is wrong. That is not what I'm getting on here saying to you. And let me let y'all know now, I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm a hairstylist, but I'm also a survivor of my own body. So that's where this is coming from. But I still suggest you go and talk to your healthcare physician, or your holistic healthcare physician about what you should do for your body. I'm just telling you about mine. So I wanted to make sure that I put in good stuff, and that I had to keep my energy in the right place too. I realized that every time I got stressed out, every time I got upset, my stomach hurt worse. My symptoms for my medications was like 10 times worse than when I was in a good mood. So it took me a while to practice it, but now it's a part of my daily lifestyle to make sure that I'm filling myself and my surroundings with things that are going to uplift me, because that's where my health is. Like, you are what you eat is deeper than what you actually put in your mouth. It's what you put in your ears, what you put in your eyes, and what gets to like rest itself on your heart. So, I just really, really want to encourage people out there today. Like, when they told me that I was gonna have to be on that joint indefinitely, I can't tell y'all how long I cried. Like, I was so hurt. I was just like, y'all said 2 years, and sometimes you may think that this task supposed to be done, or you was gonna be able to finish this project, or this business was gonna boom in this certain amount of time, and it just might not happen like that. But what I'm here to tell you is, if you stay consistent, if you stick with your routine, if you stick with your why, if you don't give yourself any other options, I'm telling you, it's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's whatever there is there that you want it to be, and that includes with your body. Because this experience taught me, it don't matter how much money you got. You can't go buy you a new kidney or a heart like that. You can't buy a functioning body. You can't buy a functioning heart like that. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It's some of the richest people right now that still poor us in health. I didn't want to be that person. And, I'm determined to work hard to do what I got to do so I can take my body and my mind to the next level and be able to help other people and, share my story with you, because I'm telling you, this right here, I was at the lowest of my low. I ain't never been that low before. When you think that you're not going to be able to walk the way you used to, when you have to have people help you do everything, which is why my heart goes out to older people. Losing your independence is serious. It has a lot to do. It weighs on your personality, and when things weigh on your personality, it weigh on your emotions and stuff like that too. And it also becomes to weigh on you physically, so it makes things worse. But I think I done talked enough. If you got any questions about what I did, if you want to hear more in detail about some of the things that I did, I'm more than willing to share that stuff with you guys. I can go over some of the stuff I ate, how much rest that I gave myself, and I can even give you some of my workout routines and things like that. I'm an open book. At one point, I was so ashamed of this situation because I felt like I had let myself get there. Because yes, even though it was lupus, my body had been giving me a lot of signals that it was not in a healthy place, and I did not do what I needed to do to take care of her. But I'm proud about it now because I said I'm sorry in the biggest way possible. I did something different. I did better by her, and I love her. I want my body to know. I wake up in the morning and I touch her and I say, oh, boo, I'm so happy that you mine. I'm so happy that you here with me still, you know, because people ain't waking up. They are waking up with a slew foot and a peg leg too. So, you know, a lot of different things could happen, and the Lord has blessed me to have a healthy mind and a healthy body. So I'm just gonna do what it takes to take care of her. You can find me on Instagram. I have Ash Does My Hair. That's healthy hair, mind, and body. The Free Yourself Show, which is my radio show. I talk about some of the different things I've learned, and it's health care, education, hair care. It's a lot of different things. So, you know, come check me out there too. The Free Yourself Show. I also have a YouTube, and you can check out my personal page, Unicorn Bay. And I actually made that page. So the unicorn, when you see the unicorn on stuff, that's me catching my dreams. Like, that was where that came from. And so at the time I made that page, I had just like hit some phenomenal peaks in my personal growth, and in my physical growth is involved with my health. So that's where it came from. Like, I was finally catching my dreams. Me going through this tragedy helped me move into my love, which is beauty. And you know, it was worth the ride. I'm going back to that blog post. Your hair gonna fall out, your stomach gonna be tore up, but it's gonna be worth it. And your situation, I don't know about if all of those things gonna come out, but it's gonna be this, it's gonna be that, but it's gonna be worth it. So I love y'all. I appreciate y'all walking on this journey with me. I appreciate y'all praying for me. I appreciate you sending your encouraging words. And you know, I'm here. Let me know. Bye.